Hey everyone, Ryan Lelth coming to you here Sunday evening. It's 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Tulsa, Oklahoma is where I'm coming to you live from. This is volume 32, and tonight's subject is from have to get to. And so I hope you've enjoyed your weekend, and I hope everyone is looking forward to another beautiful week here on planet Earth, where truly every breath is a gift. So I'm just going to kind of share a few things that have kind of been on my heart, my mind, and I'll get into some more specific comments around the idea that I told Caroline today regarding something that I've transitioned from have to get to. In fact, I'll just share one real quick, and then I'll dive into more of that as we go along tonight. But, you know, I've done a lot of things because I believed I had to in order to live, in order to heal, and in order to save my own life. And as times went on, though, and I've continued to reframe my thoughts and my thinking, and I began to be persuaded more and more in my heart the importance of taking care of myself, living a healthy lifestyle, and what that meant, what that looked like. I have found myself realizing that I get to live healthy, that I get to detox, that I get to eat well, and it's not a have to at all, because none of us have to do anything. Now, we have to live with the consequences of our decisions and our choices here on planet Earth. That's how this life and this system works. As Jim Rohn would say, if you don't like that, well, get your own universe then. So we don't have to do anything, but if we can look at things as, hey, we get to, and then we get to benefit from those choices and those decisions, I've found that as a very fulfilling, satisfying, and gratifying place to be. And so today, as I was doing my coffee enema, I told Caroline, I said, you know, I have went from feeling like and doing coffee enemas because I felt like I had to. I did them because I have to. I have to save my life. I have to heal. I have to detox. I have to help my liver. And today, I probably could be okay without doing them. And there's different opinions and research on that. But I like the way I feel doing them still occasionally. And I like the benefits from what we've understood and read and from what I've seen in doing over 400 the last year. And so I get to do them. And I actually enjoy it. And I feel great afterwards. And it's amazing how, you know, something that a lot of people might consider, you know, different, that if you saw it as you get to do it, I mean, you don't have to do anything. We don't have to live either. We don't have to eat well, and we don't have to feel good. We don't have to be true to ourselves. We don't have to love us. We don't have to embrace mistakes. I mean, we really don't. But we get to if we want to, and it's a beautiful life when you go from have to get to. So I wanted to share an experience that happened this week on this journey of transitioning to eating real food. And as I've stated many times before, real food is fruits and vegetables, essentially. Real food is where you can plant something in the ground on earth, and it grows and it develops into something that we can eat. That is real food. Anything beyond that, you know, is up for argument. It's very subjective, and typically people already have an established belief system, or they're trying to make a buck. There's really not any way to manipulate talking about eating fruits and vegetables. There's not really any way to patent that. There's not really any way to profit off of telling people that. And so lots and lots of humans on both the conventional side and even the alternative side just make it way more complicated than it ever intended to be. The real truth is, if you live simple, if you eat simple, I think you'll find that it's a really amazing way to live. And you know, guys, I've been eating a lot of fruit for months and months and months, and then I eat a lot of vegetables as well. As most of you know, I don't put myself in any camp. I don't have any restrictions, and sometimes I eat, you know, things that are processed, or sometimes I eat things that are less than optimal for my health. And I want to share a story about how Caroline and I went out this weekend, and we did that. And I learned something. I learned that the emotional state of my being, where I'm at emotionally, says a lot and has a lot to do with the food that I choose to eat. I'm not going to go into anything about this tonight, but some of you may have seen my Volume 31, Wisdom from the Recliner. It's been an emotional week or two. Just a lot of things going on with my father and my family, and it's really taken a toll on me emotionally. And so I was particularly having kind of a difficult day, and I was having to work through some thoughts and emotions around that whole situation. And I recognized, basically a little bit too late, but I got into kind of a depressive mode. I got into what I call I don't give a fuck mode. And I realize now that in the past I used to live in this mode way too often. And I'm afraid too many people are at this place emotionally many hours of the day, every day. And now I'm seeing the tie between where we're at emotionally and the health of our emotions and what we're choosing to eat. And so when we're in kind of that depressed mode, when we're kind of feeling down, when we're kind of feeling sorry for ourselves, when we're kind of upset at life, when we're, you know, in the I just don't give a shit mode, well then why would we go eat well? Why would we love ourselves? Why would we eat food that loves us back? And so Caroline and I went, and man, it was like old times. And we went to town eating things that were definitely not raw fruits and vegetables. We ate cooked food. We had dairy. I don't think we didn't have any meat. We had bread, and we just had stuff, chips, things that we're just not consuming on a consistent basis. And interesting enough, I didn't even make it through the meal, and I was already having diarrhea, stomach cramps, and issues, and had to go into the restaurant. I couldn't even finish what we had ordered, and I was sick the rest of the evening. And anyway, guys, it was date night, and, you know, that was our alone time. Well, it kind of screwed up our intimacy plans, if you know what I'm saying. And you go, What? Look, folks, everything matters. All these choices, all these decisions, we've got to think this through. We've got to understand life. And so Caroline and I have had much discussion over the last day or two or three talking about how the reason we feel like we've been able to do what we've been able to do the last 12 months, one of the answers is that most of the time we're in a really good place emotionally. And most of the time, we feel love in our heart. We are convinced that we are that God is for us. He's with us. He's not going to leave us. He's not going to forsake us. We feel like we have a chance to turn our life around, turn our circumstances around. We have a high level of trust, and so because our emotions are in a good place, and because we're in life mode, not depressed mode or down mode very much, then that leads to just action and motivation. And maybe people look on and think, wow, how do they do all that they do? Well, I don't think that's really the observation. The observation is why are so many people struggling to do the things they need to do, to live well, to be engaged in their marriage, to have wonderful life with their kids, to do better financially, to get to where they want to be health-wise. And I just wonder if it's their emotional state of being. And there is a direct tie between what we're consuming and what we're eating and the emotional state of being that we're in the majority of the time. What are you listening to? What are you hearing? What is your environment? And then how is that translating into your thoughts? And then what kind of belief system are you living under? Does it produce joy and love and happiness? Does it produce security? Is it helping you work through your anxieties and your fears and your insecurities? Because if not, then you're going to be just like I was the other day, and you're going to fall into kind of a depressive mode, kind of a I don't really care mode, and that is going to lead to poor eating, poor decision making, and foolish living. And it's not going to serve you well. It didn't serve me well. And so, I told Caroline, I said, you know what? I'm going to love myself in spite of this mistake. I'm not going to beat myself up. That doesn't get me anywhere. But I just thought, I don't really want to do that again. I don't really want to. And it may happen again. I'm human. But I also believe I'm going to have kind of a reminder, kind of an indicator go off that just because I might be down again at some point emotionally doesn't mean I need to compound that and go and eat unhealthy food that's just going to make me sick. The other observation that Caroline made I thought was very fascinating is the food made me more sick than it did her. And she said, Ryan, I think actually your digestive system, your digestive tract is probably even more cleaned out and less toxic than mine is even at this point. And you are so clean now, Ryan, and your body is so used to real food, and it's so used to just feeling great that it is starting to reject anything that it does not like almost immediately. And I was like, oh, wow. So it's so funny because I would have never understood this prior to this journey. And I would have never been able to listen to my body. And a lot of people don't understand this. I mean, people are telling us all the time they can't eat fruit, especially because it makes them sick. No, fruit does not make you sick. It's never made anyone sick. It's basically telling you that you are sick. And if you don't keep eating it, you won't detoxify, and you'll be so numb to how your body really is feeling and responding that if you just keep eating fake food and you keep eating crap and garbage and a bunch of toxic stuff, you're going to think you feel okay because your body's numb. It literally is like you've just become used to having gas. You've just become used to having bloating. You've just become used to, feeling kind of having some cramps. Like I was used to that. Caroline was used to that. Like we thought that was like normal. And it's not normal, folks. It's terrible. It's horrible. Like I just went to another level. I just realized if I want something different, if I want more to eat, then I'm just going to increase my fruit and veggies because that's what my body was made for. That's what my body likes. And it fuels happiness and positive emotions. And it's like Steve Factor, my health coach, says, when you eat real food, fruits and veggies, especially fruit, it's food that loves you back. How cool is that, right? So if people would just eat the right stuff long enough to detoxify, to go through the diarrhea, the bloating, the cramping, the sickness, all of the healing crisis that is going to be required. And for some of us, man, you're going to have to go through days, if not weeks, and maybe even months of this because you're that toxic, you're that sick. And the truth of the matter is if you would stick with that and then come out on the other side, like you could try to go back and eat the burgers and the fries and the pizza and the chips and salsa and the carbs and the junk and the bread and all the fake food crap, and you would pay for it just like I paid for it. And so I am so thankful that I was forced to change. I had to change because I wanted to live. I wanted to be here with Caroline. I wanted to be here for my kids, Addison, Atlanta, and Arthur. Thank you, God, so much for giving me the strength, the wisdom, and the courage to change. Planet Earth gave me cancer. God is not planet Earth. He's not. He didn't give it to me, but He's in me, and He's with me. And I say it all the time, if it is to be, it's Jesus in me, right? Cancer has turned out to be the greatest thing that planet Earth ever threw at me. Totally. Like, I'm going to get to enjoy the rest of my time on Earth. Hopefully it's 50, 60, 70, 80 more years. And so is my wife, Caroline, and all of our kids, because of what we're learning and because of how we're being in tune with our bodies and because we're making the connections between our mindsets, our belief systems, our environment, who our friends are, what we allow in our lives, like all of that. It's just amazing. It's so cool. And yes, it has sucked going through it. And yes, it was painful. And sometimes I felt like I didn't know if I could suffer anymore. And it was so terrible. But I'm on the other side. And what is your life worth? Do you love yourself enough to be honest about what the food you're eating is doing to you? Do you love yourself enough to actually dive into months and months of research until you get to the truth, right? Do you love yourself enough to remove toxicity from your life, relationships, food, chemicals, anything that does not bring wholeness and wellness to your being? Do you love yourself more than anything else on the planet? If you don't, it's okay, but move in that direction. You will find that this is truly an amazing life in the midst of all the junk, all the messiness, all the things that it would be nice if we could change. And you'll spend less time fretting over all the nonsense, worrying about things you can't control, having anxiety, fears, and insecurities about dumb crap, and you'll just find yourself taking in the fresh air and smiling as you enjoy time with your children, or having butterflies with your spouse even after you've been married to them for almost 17 years, or just being tuned in to a baseball game or something you love, or maybe you're into movies and it just all of a sudden you just find extra satisfaction in whatever it is that you're enjoying, and life just becomes this masterpiece where you get to co-create with God and you get to do epic, cool, incredible, amazing things. And who is to say what those are? You define those. If you think it's cool and you think it's epic and you think it's great and you think it's fascinating, then it is. Maybe you love fishing. Maybe you're a designer. Maybe you enjoy painting. It doesn't matter, right? What matters is that you do it because you love it. Love yourself and let that pour out onto your spouse and your kids and other people. Man, I'm telling you guys, it is so possible. And then you have bumps in the roads. I had a bump in the road this week, you know. I got emotional, and by the time I worked through it all, I made a poor choice in what I ate. I paid the price for it. So here's the cool thing, though. We've learned a bunch of stuff in the last year, and we have a lot of knowledge, and we found some pretty neat things that help. So I got home, and I just said, I got to go into detox mode. Well, one of the best things we found, which we just found it in June, is what we call Cali tea. And it's a detoxifying herbal tea. And it is incredible. We drink it daily, but in this case, I went on like a 24-hour detoxification Cali tea fast. And in that time frame, I had 7 bowel movements. And I got all that junk out. And my stomach felt better, and I was back to feeling the great way that I've been feeling now for a long time. And I went right back to eating fruits and veggies. I didn't have to stress over it. And so Cali tea is amazing. I mean, it's incredible. Like, I love it. In fact, Caroline doesn't even like tea, and she loves Cali tea. We're getting ready to see if we can get our kids to drink it as well. So if they ever get kind of constipated, we can use that in addition to obviously fruit. Fruit is also an amazing detoxifier. If you are constipated and you're not having at least one, preferably 2 or 3 bowel movements a day, I assure you of one thing. You are not eating anywhere near enough fruit. You have got to increase your fruit intake like tonight, okay? And you've got to start pooping, all right? Cali tea, though, is absolutely, like, honestly, Caroline and I, we will drink it for the rest of our lives. Yeah, I'll post it. You get it from this company called Sunrider. It is a network marketing company. We are not building the business. We don't necessarily promote it heavily. I'm just telling you about something that works. Now, we're also smart individuals, and of course, we made sure we have an affiliate link, so if anybody is interested in trying the tea or wants to order some, I will post the Cali Tea Sunrider link and also tell you the 3 food herbs that we get from Sunrider as well that we use in our fruit smoothies. Try it if you want to. If you don't, no big deal. Maybe there's other things out there. I'm just telling you what's working for us. It literally cleaned my system out and solved my problem in almost no time. And yes, it is better than Essiac tea because I will drink it. I know Essiac tea or Essiac tea or whatever is phenomenal stuff, but I never could get myself to drink it, so it doesn't matter how phenomenal it is. If you can't get yourself to drink it and use it on a day in and day out basis, then it's of no good, right? So I found that Cali tea works for me. I love the benefits. I will post a picture of the ingredients or find where it shows on the Sunrider website what's in it, because I can't remember, but it is a powerful, powerful detoxing tea herb. And you will love it. And sometimes we drink 4 or 5 or 6 mugs of it every single day. And I think it's played a really key role in these last 90 days. Hot. We drink it hot, or we warm up hot water and then, half hot water, half tea. I'll put all the details in the comments below. I'll make sure everyone's got all the information before I go to bed tonight. I'll post the ingredients, and I'll get you our affiliate link, and if you want to try it or order some, please do. If you've got something that you like that's working well for you, keep using it. I'm not here to convince you that one thing's better than the other. I'm just passing along and sharing with you something that we're really benefiting from. So, yeah, you drink it hot. It tastes great. I never add anything to it. Caroline drinks it on a day in and day out basis. If she ever feels like she's not had a bowel movement in a few hours, or definitely within a day, or she's feeling a little bloating or constipated, she just starts drinking Cali tea left and right. It's so great for sick people. It's great for healthy people. It's great for prevention. It's, we really believe that you've got to be doing some type of detoxing every single day. And that's why we're such big believers in fruit, and we're big believers in Cali tea. We're big believers in sweating. And those things all lead to bowel movements, helping your kidneys filtrate properly. We've got to detox daily because the environments and the world we live in is coming at us on some level. At some point, we're being exposed to stuff that needs to be detoxified every 24 hours out of our body. So increase your fruit intake. Try this Cali tea. Detoxify, and understand healing crisis, pain, feeling sick. It's not a bad thing. You've got to understand what's really causing it, where it's coming from, and you've got to push through it, okay? And some of you are going to have to push through it for a while, all right? And you're going to have to make your health a priority, and you're going to have to set your life agenda and your work and whatever's getting in the way of you getting better, you're going to have to put it up on the shelf for a minute, all right? And you're going to have to be willing to go through a tough time so you can come out on the other side and you can enjoy your life and get your life back and live in optimal health, okay? And some of you don't have stage 4 advanced cancer, so it's not going to take you a year like it's taken me. all right? But if you do, then you're going to have to go all in, okay? And you're going to have to get serious about giving your body a chance to heal. It was made to heal, it wants to heal, and it can heal, right? But you're going to have to help it, okay? So, as I started off this evening with, I want to go back to, how do we go from have to get to? And I think what I've learned, I don't have all the answers for that, but I'll just share with you what I've learned. One way that we go from have to get to is we keep doing what we have to until our mind and our heart begins to change and decides that we're no longer doing it because we have to, but we're going to keep doing it because we get to. And I didn't necessarily know when that was going to happen with me, but I'm seeing that happen with coffee enemas. I'm seeing that happen with eating clean. I'm seeing that happening with getting in my sauna on a daily basis. I'm seeing that with how engaged I am with Caroline. I'm seeing that with the time I choose to spend with my children. I'm just starting to apply this idea that if I stick with something that I know is good for me, even if I'm doing it because I have to, eventually I'm going to get to this really cool place where I'm doing things because I get to. And man, when you start making really good, wise decisions in your life and you are motivated to do it because you just are so grateful for breathing, you're just so grateful for being here, and you just go, man, I get to eat fruits and veggies. I get to eat well. I get to detoxify. I get to turn my phone off and spend 3 focused hours with my spouse. I get to leave my phone at home while I go outside and ride bikes with the kids and go to the park. I get to unplug in order to bring value and fulfillment to my life. Or I get to enjoy this movie right now. I get to have fun. I get to do something that I love and enjoy. I get to watch TV, or I get to play on my iPad, or I get to, let us all move through the stage of have to so we can all enjoy an amazing place to be, which is we get to. I stay in my sauna. There's a question here. I stay in my sauna for 37 minutes because I have a sauna that has a program. I have a tablet in there, and I just do the detox program. It's preset. It's 37 minutes at 131 degrees, and so that's what I do. So anyway, Caroline and I have some really, really neat things that we're going to start working on. As I continue to feel better, in the next 30 days, I'm going to get a circulating tumor count onco blood test to see if my number is now officially low enough to basically believe it's all gone from my bloodstream. I'm going to get one more PET scan done in the next 30 to 45 days so that we can celebrate this holiday season, because I believe with everything that in me, that scan, that blood test is going to be the medical stamp of approval that I am officially going to be NED. No evidence of disease. I'm going to cry. I'm going to yell. I'm going to scream. I'm going to do a backflip. Well, I don't know if I can, but if I could, I'll be doing it. And it's going to be an amazing thing, and we're going to celebrate as a family like you have never seen. We're going to celebrate with our Facebook family. All of you are our family around the world, and we're going to celebrate courage. We're going to celebrate perseverance. We're going to celebrate human beings. We're going to celebrate life. We're going to celebrate alternative treatments and therapies. We're going to celebrate nature. We're going to celebrate love. We're going to celebrate the fact that I'm going to play some tennis. We're going to celebrate that I'm going to ski down a mountain. We're going to celebrate that one day I'm going to walk down Atlanta down the aisle when she finds her dream husband, and I'm going to hand her off to that awesome man. We're going to celebrate my son coming back from Spain. We are going to celebrate and celebrate and celebrate some more. And Caroline and I have blogs that we're going to start writing. We're going to start working on our first book. We have some projects and some courses that we're going to be putting together. We're going to be developing things that we can do to help cancer patients, to come alongside families who just want some guidance. and we're going to give back. We're going to do everything we can to make a difference in the world, like so many of you have made a difference for us. I just want you to know, you all made the difference. You all cheered us on this last 12 months. You all donated money, probably some of you didn't have, to help us afford everything we've needed to do. You have sent us encouraging messages. You've tuned in. You've loved us from afar. You've reminded us over and over again that we could do this and that it was going to be worth it. And I want every one of you to take satisfaction in you being a part of this journey, no matter how long you've been on, no matter whether you've ever made a comment or not. We felt you from all over the world. We felt your love, and it's been so powerful. I wish more people would be willing to be vulnerable and public with their journey, because I promise you, for the little bit of criticism and for the fierce opposition that we have faced, it doesn't even hold a candle to the amazing people. Over 800 different people have donated money to us. I mean, that is remarkable. People are good. They are. And the people who aren't behaving good, it's just because they don't believe right now that they're good. If they would start believing they were good, they'd start behaving well. I promise you, we are good. The human race is good. Don't feed your mind with news and media and brainwashing and garbage and all this stuff out there that tries to tell us that we're not good when we are. Believe the truth. Stop needing some specific proof or outcome to believe in your heart what you already know is true. The volume and the amount of thoughts coming into our brain is no indicator of their truth. Unplug from the news. Unplug from negativity. Quit thinking that that's not affecting you. Stop believing that you're going to be able to be in an environment with all kinds of junk and somehow still live a wonderful life. It's not possible. But what is possible is to say, yes, I love myself enough to stop. I love myself enough to remove. I love myself enough to celebrate. I love myself enough to believe only God's opinion about me and not take in good, bad, ugly, different, whatever opinions. See, folks, love me, hate me, respect me, disrespect me. At the end of the day, what I'm always going to go back to, no matter what, is who God says I am and what my identity is in Christ. Guys, when people write me really nice letters, when they send me beautiful messages, when I get affirmation, I read them, and they're nice, and I'm flattered. But I throw them away, I don't save them, and I delete them, and I move on. Because even the positive messages are not my identity, okay? And check this out. Then I also am able to do the same with the opposite. When people are ugly, when they're mean, when they're hurtful, when they're evil, when they disrespect us, when they criticize us, I may read them, I may not even read the whole thing. And then I delete it, and I throw them away, and I cancel them out, and I don't identify with that either. Because I'm not going to identify with man's opinion of me. I'm going to identify 24/7 with God's opinion of me. And when I forget and somehow start thinking I'm going to identify with man's opinion, I'm going to put things in my life, books in my life, audios in my life, friends in my life that softly remind me to get back to the best place you can ever be. And yes, we are working on relaunching the campaign so everyone can continue supporting us that wants to, but by buying a t-shirt. I know a lot of you love our t-shirts that say, I love Jesus, but I cuss a little. So I've reached out to my friend who had done that for us a year ago, and I'm just waiting for his response to see if we can relaunch that. If not, we'll find a way. But yes, we would like to make those available. In fact, one of our dreams and one of our goals is to have our own apparel line and just come up with cool stuff that people like and make it available to people all around the world and empower people to live well, empower people. See, folks, don't plug into me for any other reason than to be reminded of who you are, for any other reason than to be inspired to go live a great life yourself. You know, if I get to play a role in that, I'm thrilled. And even if I don't, surely there's someone out there that you can find that can encourage you, that can uplift you, that God can use to get you to take action and to get into that emotional state where you're healthy. It's so neat because when you're healthy emotionally, you don't have to have anybody motivate you. You find the internal motivation within, and you will realize that you can do more and be more and have more than you ever thought was possible. But it all starts with the well-being of our emotions, to be in a really good place in our thought life and to be in a really great place in our heart. And you can't hear a bunch of junk, you can't hear a bunch of religion, you can't hear a bunch of legalism, performance-based crap. You can't listen to negativity and think you're going to hear that and then somehow believe something different in your heart. No. Everything we hear dictates our thinking, ultimately dictates our belief, and we all live out of and from our belief system. That is our reality. So you've got to go back to the foundation, okay, and you've got to reevaluate what you're hearing, because until we all change what we hear, until we're all cognizant of the environments that we're allowing in our lives, we will never be able to change the way we think, which means we'll never be able to change our belief system, which means we're going to be stuck constantly making the same foolish decisions and living the same life that we're not currently satisfied, happy, or fulfilled in, all right? So hear things, hear people, find people who remind you of who you are, of how incredible you were the day you were born. Find audios that tell you about God's unconditional love, His unconditional acceptance, His unconditional approval, and get unconscious of your behavior. Get unconscious of thinking whether or not you're good enough. Get unconscious about your sins that you can't seem to overcome. Quit worrying about them. Get your focus in the right area, and the foolish decisions will melt away. Okay? I promise you. I've learned this from personal experience, and it's just amazing the life that we get to live, that we can live, and that we want to live. You know, we were just talking with some friends of ours who live up in the Northeast, and I was just telling them, hey, we want a vacation with you next year. Where do you want to go? How big can you dream? What is possible? And when you get into a healthy place emotionally, when you start believing the truth about yourself, then all the ideas and all the things that even if you didn't say it out loud, you were subconsciously believing you couldn't do, you'll start realizing you can. And that is a powerful, powerful, incredible place to be. So as I wrap up tonight, I just want to tell you, it's so worth going through the stages and going through the phase of I have to do something to get to a place where you can say and truly believe, I get to do this. See, today I get to do coffee enemas. I get to eat fruits and vegetables. I get to get in my infrared sauna. I get to take supplements that help my organs function correctly. You know what? I also get to enjoy my 4-year-old son riding his bike without training wheels because I'm alive. You know what? I get to have intimacy with Caroline because I'm alive. I get to travel because I'm alive. I'm going to get to ski again because I'm alive. I get to play tennis again soon because I'm alive. Whew, man. Yes, I will recommend some spiritual books, some spiritual CDs. I will turn you guys on to some Facebook pages and some people on Facebook that have made a profound impact in my life in those areas in the last 6 years. Andrew Farley, Connie Witter, Dr. James Richards, Joseph Prince, and their ministries, and I will do all of that on this thread. I want to tell everyone that if you don't know yet, you can go to healwithryan.com. It's the beginning of a website that I believe one day here soon will have our resources organized. It will be easy for people to find stuff. It'll give people step-by-step things that we've done that they can do. You're going to love it. But for right now, it redirects for you to be able to purchase 3.5 hours of content, professionally recorded, professionally edited, of myself, and I talk 2 different times on this. One For 15 minutes, I walk you through how Caroline and I overcame our greatest fear ever, how we overcame the deepest, darkest thing we've ever dealt with. And I believe you will be touched deeply and blessed by that. I also share for 45 minutes, and I go through my entire timeline of my journey from being diagnosed in October of 2015 through September 9th of this year. I show pictures, and it's pretty powerful, and I think you'll really like it a lot. Caroline also does a 30-minute Q&A session. She goes into some great details about very specific things like the grease blood test, things that she's learned. If you or someone you know is battling cancer, if you or someone you know wants to prevent themselves from getting cancer, you're going to want to see that. Then we have Mr. Terry Tillert, a dear friend of ours now and health expert, goes into some very practical things we all can do in order to make our homes healthy. You know, clean water, clean air, what we should be sleeping on. Don't feel overwhelmed. Caroline and I have not even been financially able to implement all of those things yet. It may take several years. It's a process, but it's wonderful information, and he delivers it very nicely. And then, of course, you guys all know my health coach, Steve Factor, Mr. Pure Energy. Just the dancing part alone is probably worth the $55 because I'm telling you, you're going to just be crying. You're going to be moving that lymph. You're going to be happy. But he shares 45 minutes on why our bodies need sugar, salt, and fat in abundance and how we get that and where we get that from real food, fruits, and veggies. And then he talks about fastest cars first and optimal digestion, optimal energy, optimal health, how you eat in a certain way throughout the day. Folks, Caroline and I have been eating this way now for about 4 months. We've never felt better in our lives. It's simple, it's practical, it's doable, and it'll work long term. And you get all of this for $55, okay? And we really plan on not having to do any more fundraising. We really don't want to have to ask people to donate anymore. What we'll do is we'll just try to find some things from time to time where maybe we can just charge something for some of the value that we're putting out, and that can support us until we're able to either get back into the mortgage business and launch a business. We haven't made any final decisions on what we're going to do there, but it's going to be pretty cool. And we know that we're led. God is in us. He's with us. He's for us. Wisdom resides in us 24/7, and nothing has to be perfect. So go to healwithryan.com and purchase that. If for some reason you just absolutely cannot afford the $55, if you know of someone that just absolutely cannot, reach out to us, okay? And no questions asked. We'll just give it to them for free. I think sometimes, though, it is good for us to exchange something for something. I think when we pay for things, we value it more. It's worthless if you pay for it and don't watch it. It's worthless if we send it to people and they don't watch it. You know, this is 3.5 hours of content from 4 different people that have done hundreds of hours of research, from my wife and I, who have experienced in incredible results with what we've trialed and aired and what we've done, and it's well worth it. So go to healwithryan.com, and then we really want your feedback. Somebody was kind enough to send us some feedback today. They watched it. I posted that feedback on our wall, and we would love to hear from all of you after you've had a chance to watch it. Please tell us what parts you like the most. If there's anything that you would like to have us talk on or discuss more in the future. And love on Steve, love on Terry. Lord knows we all get beat up for taking a stand. Lord knows we all get beat up for sharing truth. And remember, we share to share, guys. We're not sharing to convince you of anything. We're just passing along what we're doing. We're passing along what works. And I hope you'll continue to do the same. Yeah, so anyway, I'll get you guys the information for Cali T, for Sunrider through our affiliate. I'll post that here shortly. I will post the link, healwithryan.com, for you, for those of you that want to purchase that. I will also put together a list of some spiritual audios, some spiritual books, and some people that you may want to follow or connect with on Facebook that still to this day are making a profound impact in me living loved, me living secure, our family walking in peace and joy and happiness, even in the midst of really, really tough stuff, because I know all of us are facing or going through some really tough stuff. Planet Hard can be very difficult, but I believe if our emotional well-being can be in a healthy state, we can get through those, guys, and it doesn't have to be devastating to all of us. So, man, I wish I could just go back and say hello to everyone. Good heavens. Some people I'm seeing on here look like my awesome friend Steve Fisher just jumped on. I love you, Steve, and me and you had a great conversation when I was out in Montana a couple of months ago. And if you want to reach out to me, Steve, if you're hearing this, follow up with me. I've got some more thoughts around that exact conversation that we had. Someone asked me, is it all raw or some cooked? We eat 80% raw fruits and veggies, but we do allow ourselves to eat some cooked vegan food. Obviously, like I said earlier, we even obviously allowed ourselves to eat just some cooked fake food and cooked no good food and unhealthy food. We don't put restrictions on ourselves, but we were reminded again that, yeah, I don't think we want to make that choice anymore. We don't feel good emotionally after eating it. We don't feel good physically. We don't feel good mentally. It robbed us of intimacy that night. It robbed us of enjoying the rest of our evening the way we wanted to. And I sat on the toilet for 3 hours having diarrhea. That ain't no fun. So, yeah, I mean, look, the bottom line is I don't care what anybody says. You cannot argue with eating fruits and veggies, raw fruits and veggies. I mean, good luck on that. There's no argument against it. It's God's food. It's nature. It's food that loves you back. Eat as much of it as you can, okay? And love yourself enough to do it. That's the bottom line. So, anyway, hey, Chris Devereaux. Hey, Chris, reach out to me, man. Are you going to that Dallas Cowboys Philadelphia Eagles game? Hit me up and let me know if you are, okay? I need to talk to you about that. So, hey, great idea. Someone says they're trying to get a group together to watch that 3.5 hours that we put together on our website. That would be awesome. And all of you are so welcome. See, I don't have to do this. We don't have to share what we've learned. We don't have to answer questions. We get to. We want to. And yes, at times it takes us a while to get back to people. Sometimes we have to unplug. Sometimes we need a break. Sometimes we got to make sure we're living this first. You know, Lord knows it doesn't make any sense for us to be sharing what we've learned and then not actually doing it in our own home, right? Like, there's a lady named Fran, and she's coming to live at our home for 2 days this week to teach us how to use a new juicer, which I'll be telling you guys all about that. And I'm so excited for her to be here because she's going to get to see. It's going to be the litmus test. Is Ryan and Caroline really who I think they are? What's it like to be in their home? What's it like to be with them? How do they interact with each other? How do they really talk to their kids? What do they really eat? What do they do? Like, as if we're going to be able to fake it in front of her for 48 hours. She's staying the night, 2 nights. She's going to be here for 3 days. She's going to be living in our home. She's going to see it. Are we perfect? Hell no, we're not. That's why we tell you about all the dumb shit we do. Like, forget that we should have eaten healthy food and we love how we feel when we do it and how we let our emotions get to us this week and we went and did it and how we paid for it, right? Because we're not afraid to be real. We're not afraid to be vulnerable because our value and our worth is not tied to us living perfect. Our value, our worth, our significance, your magnificence is not tied to you never making another mistake again. We're all going to make mistakes. It's messy down here on planet Earth. Just embrace it. It's the only universe you got, right? And just know that there's enough grace to get through it. And love yourself even when you're doing really dumb crap, right? That's how I broke addictions. That's how I got out of my old life. I actually embraced that I wasn't going to hell. God didn't hate me. And anyway, oh man, I could go on and on and on, but we better cut this out for tonight. And you guys can tune into volume 33 whenever I feel like doing the next Wisdom from the Recliner. So, no, it's not the Blender Girl. It's just someone that's certified in juicing and used to be, I think, certified with Gerson, or maybe still is, and eats a lot of raw fruits and vegetables herself. And we've just enjoyed a connection. And then we have a brand new juicer coming, and she's going to show us how to use it because she owns one, and she's been invited into our home. And anyway, it's a really cool deal. I'll get to talk about it. Maybe I'll even have her jump on my next Wisdom from the Recliner on like Thursday or something while she's here, and we can tell you what's up. So I love you all. I really do. I love you all. Even if we disagree, it's okay. We don't have to agree to be friends, right? Even if you live differently than me, even if you believe different than me, it's okay. It's really okay. I promise. All right? Good night, everyone. Love yourself, please, as you fall asleep. Be willing to work through your stuff, okay? Get to a good place emotionally. Let God heal you. Go through the pain. It's worth it, I promise. All right? Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.